Y'all, today we got a question from our buddy Thomas. He's looking for some advice on meeting the parents. He's in a relationship that's getting very serious, and the young lady is from a very religious Hispanic family, and it would be very respectable in her father's eyes if he were to come and introduce himself before the relationship started to grow even more serious than it already is. He says, "Do you have any advice on this? I'm nervous because I really love this woman. She told me not to worry, that her father's a pretty nice guy and he won't turn her away. She says that he just wants to make sure that the guys his daughters are dating aren't messing around and just looking for a good screw, right? But he says, I can't help it, Elliott. I want to make a good impression, the best impression. I want to walk out of his house that night with him thinking, damn, that's the guy I want to see my daughter with." So he has a lot of appreciation for this woman, he says. He doesn't want to just fuck her. In fact, she's a virgin, and she doesn't want to have sex till they're married. She's 21, he's 23. Both are college students, intelligent, ambitious, and both are on the right path to becoming the strongest version of themselves. Man, you got a lot of stuff going for you, brother. Cares about her deeply, wants her father's approval. How do I go about this? Because I'm very nervous. A number of things. Two things, specifically. Number one, I invite you to get over the idea that perhaps there is something that you can do that will influence another person at a visceral level. Meaning you can never know how a person is going to receive you. You can always offer yourself in the most resourceful way that you deem fit for the circumstances. You can do your best, but you can never get him, unless you're a hypnotist, never get him to say, this is the type of guy I want to see with my daughter. Damn. He's perfect, right? Because you never know what he had for dinner last night. He might have had sausage and peppers, and he's all fucked up in his stomach and his diarrhea, and his wife was yelling at him earlier because he's been farting and it stinks, and you show up and he's like, who is this guy? And then you walk in wearing cologne that makes him even more sick, and he's like, I can't stand him. I don't know what it is, but I want to throw up. You forgot that he had the peppers and his wife hates him because he's farting, and that smell makes him even more sick. You don't know what's gonna happen, bro. Never get attached to what you would like the circumstances to be in the future. All you can do is one thing. Right? And that's not to say that he won't love you. I'm just saying, release yourself from the attachment of what it's going to look like. You set your intentions, but never the details, because the details are gonna work themselves out. You don't know what's gonna happen. So be okay with that. Be okay with what could potentially happen, even if it doesn't match the story you've built for yourself, right? Don't be attached. There's only one thing you can do. And this is the second half of my piece for you. There's only one thing you could do, my man, and that is to be completely authentic, transparent, real, and just yourself. And damn it, it sounds like you're a cool dude. And I often say, don't get caught up in what to do. Focus on who you are. Because what you are, who you are, speaks so loudly, we can't hear a word you're saying. Be the thing, right? And that's why, personal development is so goddamn important, because it doesn't matter what you do, it's who you are, my friend. And I'm giving you permission to be authentic, because it sounds like you're an awesome dude. I can only go by what you right here, but I'd say show up and just be yourself and then receive whatever happens. Also know that relationship is a ongoing process. Of course, first impressions are very important, but know too that what impresses is only 50% of what's being impressed upon. You do your part, God, the universe, her daddy, are going to take over for the other half. You're not in full control here. Before you meet her, Father, before you go into the circumstances, before you walk through the door that day, give yourself a moment of clarity, clarification, meditation. You're way up in your head, and we all tend to be up in our head, especially when we've got arduous challenges ahead of us. But I invite you just to take a moment to clear your head, perhaps the day before, clear your head of all the stories and let it go. Become at one with the moment as you're clearing your mind, and carry that serenity with you when you approach the Father. A number of things are going to happen when you do that, especially if you take some time, perhaps 24 hours before you go. Number one, when you shut off your brain and you become at one with the moment, it's just been my experience, because I've been doing this shit a long time. Beautiful ideas are going to pop into your mind about what you could do that you would have not seen before because of your anxiety. You're going to say to yourself, you're going to be sitting there completely clearing your mind. Of course, you have the intention on being a great example for this father. You're going to sit there, you're going to clear your mind, and all of a sudden it's going to pop into your head. She said that he loves cigars. I'm going to bring him a box of cigars. Do you see? Something like that. Sit there, clear your mind. She says, my father really likes sausage and peppers. And all of a sudden that's just going to rise up into your consciousness because it's unconscious. A lot of things we take in lots of information unconsciously, and it settles down into our body. When we shut off our brain, it pops up, right? That's why when you can't remember someone's name and then you let it go, it pops up. So a lot of magnificent shit's going to pop up into your head if you clear it. If your cup's so full you can't put anything in it. Empty it so that beautiful stuff rises up and you're going to be like, why didn't I think of that? Well, you couldn't think of it because you're all anxious and shit. Overthinking. Shut off your brain for a little while. Meditate. And when you're presenting, when you're being with him, and when you're in the circumstance, proceed from the same place of a clean slate. Have no agenda except to be authentic, loving, and open with the gentleman. That's it. That's a lesson for all relationships, bro. Done.